2021 has been a great year for anniversaries from the LEGO Group. Of course, on January 14, 2021, we celebrated Ninjago's 10-year-long anniversary as a LEGO theme. But there's actually one more LEGO theme that celebrated its anniversary in 2021. And that is, you guessed it, LEGO Bionicle. So LEGO Bionicle debuted in January of 2001. It has been 20 years since Bionicle debuted, and to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Bionicle, I did something very, very special. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't able to get all of the parts that I ordered here in time for the actual anniversary date, but hopefully that this is close enough that it still serves as some sort of a celebration because I've put a lot of time, effort, and money into this. This right here is the largest dimensions of a mosaic that LEGO has officially done for their mosaic sets. It is actually 4 of their mosaic sets included in one large picture, which cost $480 and consumed around 4 standard size mosaic sets, which are typically around $120 each and usually have around this much in terms of size. Now this is the largest that LEGO has done. But I've got something bigger. For LEGO Bionicle, I have created my largest LEGO mosaic yet. And here it is, right here. This is the Great Spirit Robot. Particularly, it's from a frame where Makuta possessed the Great Spirit Robot and took over control of the Matoran universe for himself. It's one of the most climactic moments in the Bionicle story, and I had to get a colossal sized mosaic to depict it. You can see here the one thing that really spoke to me about this image was the way that the sunlight illuminates the back of his arm here, and you can even see some planets all the way up in space because of the sheer scale of this robot. I also really like how down here there's some more clouds, whereas up here it's pure black space, so you can really get the sense of depth, layers, and height by just looking at this one gargantuan image. This is the largest mosaic project I've ever attempted. It probably will be the largest for a long time. I don't necessarily think I'll be definitely investing a lot of time and energy into another one of these projects, but I did just want to showcase that for you all. I hope you enjoy, and actually I'll be walking you through a quick segment as to how I actually made this in case people want to build something like this on their own. Specifically, I use the LEGO Art Remix website, which is a site where you can upload images and essentially create your own mosaics from the different frames that they present. The site is really cool because you can either choose to just buy parts from Bricklink or Bricks and Pieces and select really any color in existence, or alternatively, you can actually load in the existing LEGO art sets, like for example, this set right here, and you can use the colors in the existing sets to build your own sets. Now obviously for this big Bionicle one, I specifically had to get my own colors for it. It has a ton of really unique stuff to it, but it definitely, in my opinion, was very much worth it. It looks really amazing, and I can't wait to put this up on my wall. My arm's getting tired, so let's transition this video over to the website where I show you exactly how to make one of these on your own, and I actually will be including free instructions in the description below in case any of you is crazy enough to try to build this yourself as well. Alright, so here we have the LEGO Art Remix site. I've uploaded a random image. It's actually a LEGO Ninjago image made by Joshua Deck, a famous LEGO Ninjago artist. But essentially, as you can see, it basically just puts it in the standard configuration. You can't even tell at all what this image is supposed to be. So if you click on resolution, you can actually increase the resolution significantly. Let's say I want to pump this up to 96 by 64, something like that. You can kind of start to make out what's going on, but it's still pretty blurry. And that's why they have this button here that says increase limit. Of course, this can cause performance issues, as they say. It can kind of cause the page to lag a bit, but you really do need it in order to make bigger mosaics, kind of like the one that I just did. So just for fun, let's just crank this one all up to the max just to see how much processing power and time it will take to even generate this. The one annoying thing a little bit is that unfortunately it has to render every single image, including the stud form, every single time you change the dimensions. So if you're dealing with really high numbers, it can get kind of annoying, especially because you can see the time it takes to render these last few definitely takes quite a long time. Maybe I just want to make it a little bit wider, just to really make it perfect for the image. You can see it's processing here, but then immediately you can see that you can tell what this image is supposed to be, and once I've scaled up the size, this actually generates the right mosaic for it. So you can see all of the right tiles and all the right colors. Now right now it begins with just the currently available studs that exist in the world. So every single stud that exists on bricklink.com, it puts them in. But the problem is some of these are quite rare, specifically the discontinued ones. Of course, you've got Old Gray, and even some stuff like a certain shade of lime only appeared in one set, and as such don't make sense to include in this mosaic, because let's say, for example, they want to use a ton of sand green stuff here, but sand green is a color that they don't really make studs in anymore. So let me just remove that, and it's going to redo the image. But then as you can see here, the sand green has been eliminated, and actually that brought it a lot closer to the original design as well. So we really didn't lose all too much. It honestly made the image look a lot better too. So just continue doing along those steps, going through these colors and removing the ones that are discontinued. For example, let's say this is the Old Gray. I believe this is the light gray, which means Old Gray. You just gotta remove the old colors because you don't want to have to be buying some discontinued studs, especially because those are more expensive. But once you do all of that, it should be very, very clear and easy as to how exactly to make this. Thankfully, the site generates instructions for you automatically, so it makes it extremely easy to generate your own. It also gives you a Bricklink XML parts list, which I've showed in previous videos how to import that into Bricklink. Just one more tip in terms of purchasing studs for these, and I've gone over these in multiple videos, so I won't retread old ground. I'll just link them in the description below. But essentially, you actually can get a lot of the newer studs from LEGO's Bricks and Pieces. I'll do a quick example here. I'm going to search Bricklink for a 1x1 stud. If I go over to the Bricklink plate 1x1 right here, so let's say I want to get a stud in dark brown. Particularly, this stud only appeared in dark brown in two large LEGO Mosaic sets, specifically the Iron Man and Sith Mosaics. As you can see, there's not a lot of choices available. Most people are selling them for 5 cents a piece, which can actually add up if you're getting them in the hundreds of quantities. The cheapest ones are not in the US, so if you're located in the US, you really can't get it for these prices. And even then, these sellers only have 103. Sometimes I would require thousands of studs. And again, unless you're willing to pay a ton of shipping from, say, international sellers like Germany here, you really have to resort to the US sellers, which are selling them at a bit of a markup. And that's where Bricks and Pieces come in. I'm going to navigate over to Bricks and Pieces and search the item number for the LEGO stud part. Note that, however, Bricklink lists this item as 4073. This is actually an outdated number that LEGO doesn't use in their system anymore. The more accurate one is 6141. As you can see, when you go and type in 6141, you can see all of the different stud colors available. And really, every single one is either 3 or 4 cents. You really won't find anything more expensive than that. That's a really great thing about Bricks and Pieces. Prices are, for the most part, standardized, so you really can just pick whatever is available. Obviously, the dark brown stud right here is out of stock at the moment. This may or may not be due to myself. I just purchased several hundred of these right before recording this video because I noticed they were back in stock and I wanted to get a few for my next Mosaic project, but they do actually replenish stock relatively quickly, so if you do keep checking Bricks and Pieces, they should have stock. The other alternative to do here is to call up LEGO customer service and place an order on the phone, and they will definitely make stock for you, or essentially place the order when stock is available so you can always guarantee that you will get it. Finally, just a quick note, these last two numbers here actually correspond to the transparent versions of the stud, so just in case you're looking for those, they are usually under these numbers. Sure, there may be some under 4073, but the vast majority of modern colors are under 6141, which I've actually gotten a lot of questions about because people seem to have missed it. But with that, that is essentially how you use the LEGO Art Remix site. I really love the site. The creator actually, I know, saw a video that I had posted previously, so if you're seeing this one, thank you so much for making this site. I am in love with it. I've made so many mosaics and so many more are on the way, so I'd really highly recommend this site for really anything that you want to do in terms of making some sort of mosaic out of LEGO bricks. What's really cool about this is that you can not only select all of the available studs, but let's say you're only working out of an existing set. In that case, you can literally import an existing set here. Let's say I want to clear all of the studs here, and then all I need to do is hit mix in studs from an existing set. So you can take all stud colors, all tile colors, or even check the ones that are currently in stock from LEGO's Pick-a-Brick service. Let's say, for example, I only have the Iron Man mosaic. And let's say that I just have multiple copies of that one. I'm not interested in buying any of the other ones. Obviously, it's not going to work out great for this image, which is very, very colorful, because obviously the Iron Man mosaic is mostly just gold and red.
but it'll take essentially the closest possible colors in this image and translate them into the best possible image. So as you can see right here, obviously there is no green in the Iron Man mosaic, so it kind of had to compromise on a few places. But if you're working on a budget, this honestly doesn't look too bad. You may need to supplement it with parts from your own collection, but these are literally the only colors available in the Iron Man mosaic, and for the most part, the faces are still recognizable. Perhaps you could do a black and white version by using the Mickey and Minnie studs, for example. And what's really cool about this is that it actually takes the number of studs that are in the set, so if you're actually working in the exact dimensions, it essentially forces it within the parameters of that set. So you really can just maximize this based on exactly what sets you own, which is one of the most powerful features of this platform. But with that, we've about summed up this video. You can see my new updated wall of LEGO Bionicle collectibles and artwork, ranging from the excellently designed LEGO Kanohi mosaics using the Marilyn Monroe mosaics created by Nick Voss, and then we can move on to my custom Matanui map mosaic, Kanohi and Chrono mosaic, and 2001 Toamata mosaic, which I showed off in previous videos. And now finally, here is my brand new Matanui robot under the control of Teridax, the biggest mosaic I have in my collection, hanging proudly on the wall besides them. It looks just right, and I can't wait to fill up this wall with even more Bionicle mosaics because a lot more are on the way. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed. And again, if you want to build this yourself, I am including links to instructions in the description below. So thank you all for tuning in, and stay tuned to Duck Breaks for even more LEGO news, reviews, discussion, and analyses coming your way very soon. Thanks, and bye-bye for now.